Hello, in this video I will show you how I designed different art directions for a mindfulness website, and finally why I choose a specific one that is the one that stood above the rest as the most timeless. This project was born into a masterclass which is named Memorable Web Experience, and it's by the great designer Victor Costa. This course has a great core idea that in order to make something truly memorable, we need to love what we are building. So the topic of the website should really be special, first of all, to us. So to me, the decision was very easy. It was just mindfulness. There was some brainstorming, deciding how to propose, how to show, a kind of memorable web experience, from which perspective talk about mindfulness. Indeed, I already knew, because mindfulness helped my life so much, especially one way, which is called the mindfulness of Nam. But I wanted to show it in a way that is most understandable for people. So I entered into a very long research phase, as suggested indeed by the masterclass of Victor. And after dozens of hours, I selected a few points that really are relevant. Because what we think is mindfulness, the mainstream mindfulness of today, happens to be very different from the original ancient mindfulness. So there are very, very specific differences. For example, today we consider mindfulness as something that is measurable, like a technique, while the original mindfulness is a way of living which is not measurable. And the mainstream mindfulness of today, for instance, reduces anxiety temporarily, while the ancient mindfulness goes to the root of anxiety and just eradicates it. So the new one, probably this is the most important point, the new mindfulness, the new age mindfulness, strengthens the idea of self, of ourself, while the mindfulness of the ancients is very different, because this solves the idea of self. So today we treat mindfulness like something that helps us to become more present and successful in the world. So we get more recognition. So there is I and there is the world. While the ancient one, there was no division, basically. While you are truly mindful, there is not anymore yourself and the world. There is just a unity. So success can come or not, but anyway, you reach something like a profound, deep and permanent well-being that is independent by the condition of the external world. So you see, in one way you are creating an identity, a strong identity. On the other way, you are not doing that. You are just flowing with what it is, with the essence. So there are some differences, and this research, as I said, was very extensive and led to the realization that when we love ourselves, it has no transformative power. On the other hand, when we love something beyond ourselves, a kind of mirror or a beloved, something becomes different. So there is an alchemy that has the power to really transform us deeply. Because of that, then I selected the core idea that this project will be an immersive journey that challenges everything you think or know about mindfulness, and then pointing toward the only way that leads to real transformation, which is the art of selflessness, or loving beyond yourself. All the other points now are not relevant for this video, which is about the art direction. I also have a new channel on YouTube about mindfulness, where I explore all these topics and I truly talk in detail about this approach. So that is for another time. After this research phase, then I decided to select in this proof of concept some textual references connected to what I want to say, just as an indication, just as principles. Indeed, I found the great poet Rumi saying, "Be melting snow, wash yourself of yourself." Then after Rumi, a second one, which is by Shams, which was the beloved of Rumi, the summary of the advice of all prophets is this: find yourself a mirror. So these quotes are very powerful. And finally, the most relevant for me, by Yoginam, which is the man that most of all influenced my mindfulness path, is this one. O traveler on a path, don't linger. Why do you try to hold on to a lost cause? Create yourself a beloved and throw yourself in his fire. Enter the mysterious alchemy of the ancients and discover how to fight the self-filled web of clouds. With these very powerful textual references, I was able to select a kind of a title, a kind of reference that I could use for developing my project. The mindfulness of the beloved. And not only that, something a bit more original, where I and you are, the mindfulness of the beloved. So these were the beginning phases of the art direction. After that, then I started on Google to check some visual references, more or less in this topic about something timeless, about something which is ancient or which is sacred. I started a bit from some Westerner influences with William Blake, which has very nice works. And then after that, I moved a bit to the east with Nikolai Roerich, which is indeed a great painter, beautiful colors, beautiful style. And then I found another one, which is Mahmoud, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, Farsian, or he's an amazing Persian painter, and you can see how beautiful are these his style and his creations. By the way, in his works, I found an image that was very nice, which is this one, which is called Rumi and Shams. So there was a connection with my topic. So because of that, I explored more on this field, on these beautiful visuals. And you can see here, these are the very nice images I found with these keywords: Persian painting, lover and beloved, Rumi and Shams. So because of that, you can clearly recognize the influence of the Middle East art, which is really beautiful. And I found this very interesting mandala that was like hypnotic to me. I thought that I could make something with it in the hero section, in the initial section of the website. So I searched for this image and I discovered that this was basically taken from the interior of the Taj Mahal, which you probably knows is one of the most wonderful buildings in the world. And so I continued to search about it, and I found a place where this beautiful piece of art is placed, which is in this corner. You can see here how beautiful it is. And so I continued to look to other pictures, and this was definitely the directions that I wanted. Indeed, to use it in a website is not so easy, and so I will show you how it developed. Since we are in 2026, indeed the AI was a part of the process, and Victor in the masterclass taught us a really clever way to use it. With his guidance, I just created a mood board here with the images that I liked the most. And I got some nice visuals, as you can see here, with these different elements. By the way, here there was a problem because these images were too different. So I could not create a consistent art direction for a website when there are too many styles involved. So I had to find something that was, that I liked the most. And the image that I liked the most was this one. It had this kind of vibe, timeless, ancient, mysterious, very interesting. And with this image and the first mandala that I shown before, only 2 images I gave to Midjourney, and then I was able to get much more consistent visuals and images, which are indeed more suitable for making a website, a project. So this is the most interesting thing I could create with the AI. Just to explore more, I also created other images with other styles. You know that Midjourney also has the possibility to use styles, so not starting from images that we have, but starting from their styles that are already hard-coded. And then I got a different art direction, which is a bit more visionary, more modern. The images are closer to reality. So this was also a very nice way to experiment. All right, after that, I started to compose some images just to test some typography. I selected a lot of different typefaces, but in the end, after many revisions, adding other compositions, I finally decided that the one I would use is the Pangram Pangram New World, which indeed is truly beautiful and has these shapes that are, I think, connected to the style now of the images. All right, after that, I can also show you that I selected other kind of styles and created other art direction just as a starting point. A poetic, fantastical one, which this imagery, like a fairy tale. Then the one you already saw, the sacred timeless, which will be the focus of this video. Then the ethereal visionary, which is the second one that I selected. And finally, one that is more contemplative, meditative, minimalist, as you can see. All right, so as I said, the two that were the most interesting to me were these two. So I will show you how the art direction developed. Let's start from my favorite one, step by step for proof of concept exploration. Starting from an image that I really liked, I extracted the palette. And with this palette, I then created all the other elements. About the typography, as I said, I selected a few typefaces that I think works well. So the title are with serifs, the paragraphs and the body text is just another Pangram Pangram font, which is New Montreal, which is sans serif and is very nice. And then I selected from the images created with Midjourney some complementary elements that helped me to create the following directions that you will see. Very nice imagery. Also very interesting, thanks to the help of Victor, I was able to create these textures for the background of the sections of the website. Many different textures, so in this case it's easier to have some white contrasting text above them, and also these ones. And after the textures, you can see here the images that I selected, created with the AI. Let's look at them quickly. from these images, you can a bit imagine the direction that there will be in this website. Indeed, the storytelling will start from a conflict and then work out to a solution. So from the creation of a false identity, the false I, to in the end the dissolution of the false, of the illusion, to the opening, no, to the grace. So this can be, for instance, something like that show the confusion and then the light coming from above or from the inside, or a child which is like a symbol of purity, humility, of the essence, or also know this man with many words, which is the state of confusion where we are living, of this identity that is not truly convincing. Then the gold prize, and so all the the illusion that we create when we are just trying to improve ourselves. And yeah, some other visuals that I don't know if I will use, maybe yes, maybe no, but anyway, it's a very nice selection that helps the process. All right, let's see some creations. The compass will be a section about the longing, and in this section I wanted to use this very nice background, this image, and at the same time some elements moving, so maybe they will follow the mouse direction, or yeah, who knows, some rotation can be used here. What I wanted to do also was to write a text above it. But you see, to have a text above this was really not working well. So I decided that I will use a shadow. So starting from this image on the left, I will fade to the one at the right and then have some more contrast to read the text. Other ideas were here, same issue, because I really like these images, but to have text above them is quite difficult. So just by, creating an animation, starting from zooming into this door, you will see it like this. This could be a detail of this door, for instance, and then the text is a bit more readable. Other ideas here with the confusion part of the identity. These are some elements that are extracted, they can move all together, so something can be made that is really nice here. It is well readable. And yeah, other ideas that I was developing, and some nice images here as well. All right, this is it. So this is probably the closer one to the timeless direction that I wanted to explore. Let's see also another direction. It's very good to have a second art direction and to explore it, so you are like more convinced, of the other one, or vice versa. So I selected another image. This was the visionary one, so not the timeless one. The palette is much more particular and there are more colors compared to the other one. The typography is a bit more modernist, no serifs here, so it's a very straightforward style. And I selected other complementary elements. Again, these are made mostly with the AI. Then I removed the background and I got these elements, a few of them. Some textures which are connected now to the style of the images and to the palette. And I will show you more closely the images that were selected by this exploration. You see, they are a bit different from the other ones because they are more realistic, and Here as well, the confusion part can be expressed, or the identity part, with this statue, which is indeed not very happy, and or the mirror. These images are very nice as well. Let's see some compositions. So here is one, the mirror. So the mirror is what we need, as I said, to recognize that we are living an illusion. And I was thinking to make something like this. Let me show you. So this mirror is basically dirty, or there is a kind of blur. And a way to show this could be to, remove the blur and show the person behind the blur. So this could work out, I think, with some animation in the website. Or another option could be something like this. So here we have the background extracted with the texture, and indeed some opacity to the second, which is second monk, which is a copy of the first one. So same for this compass, which is an element that I can rotate in these ways, and it would be very nice, as well as this flower here that could be moved like coming from below. Here there is a blending, so it's not the real element. The real element is opaque, but with some blending, it becomes really beautiful, and when moving gives some perspective, and it's really nice. Finally, other explorations here are healing, and this looks like a poster. So when I was developing this art direction, I was very happy as well, and I really like the effect that I can achieve with these assets. But since I want to be more consistent with the original topic of the website and the original style, which is more timeless, more sacred, I think, a bit closer to the proof of concept that we saw at the beginning with this very nice imagery, I decided to go with the timeless option. So this is why I choose this art direction, the timeless one, and that is it. So I hope that you like this video, and maybe you find it helpful or inspiring for your projects. And if you have any question or ideas, just comment in the comment section. And it is my first video in this channel, so I don't know, maybe if you like these videos, I can make others. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.